You know, some days you just want to savor those first couple of sips of coffee. And today's one of those days. Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, you know, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up here this morning, guys. Man, it is Taco Tuesday, and not just any Taco Tuesday. It is NFL training camps opening up throughout the NFL. Kansas City and the Texans actually opened theirs up earlier because they have the first game and they need a couple extra practices to get it in. And now our team, of course, the Dallas Cowboys, the rookies, after passing corona testing starting last Tuesday, were able to start returning to the Star over the weekend, where they're able to start doing workouts and things and virtual team meetings. Today, friends, today, the veterans get to report, get their COVID testing done, their physicals and things, as we begin the process of getting this NFL season going. Roger Goodell did an open letter to the fans to kind of put us on notice that, we're working and everything else, and letting you know that safety is of the utmost importance to the players, as well as being adaptive. Let me just read a couple of parts of this, and hopefully I get through it. He uses a lot of big words. Adaptability and flexibility will be needed for the foreseeable future, Goodell wrote. After all, even the best game plan changes as new challenges arise. This year's NFL draft is a good example of that embracing change can still deliver the fun and excitement that we all crave. And I gotta say, I have been to the last draft that was in Radio City Music Hall in New York. I was in the draft in Chicago. I was in the draft in Philadelphia. And of course, we did the road trip to Dallas. I gotta tell you that doing the draft the way we did this year, being here and actually being able to see it all on television and to do the Zoom call to see Philly 500 Meltdown, that was actually an incredible experience for me. I hope it was for you guys as well. It was different. Now, don't get me wrong. It's always nice to go through and be there on site with 100,000 plus fans and things, but it was actually a really good experience. And I think the NFL has an opportunity to maybe do some things that they weren't able to do before. And as we look at just the first week of baseball, they've got problems and issues because of the Miami Marlins having so many players that have tested positive and stuff and having to cancel some games. But when you look at viewership is through the roof. And that may be because, of course, we've been starved for sports. But having no fans there, there's going to be some things that they're going to be able to do that you couldn't do before. And when you think of, unless they pipe in sound, which they may do, there's nothing like the sound of the game. When you hear the quarterback cadence, you hear the grunts, the popping of the pads, the tackles, the grunts, okay? It's a totally different feeling than what you get when you're in the stands and the crowd is going crazy. And that may be the opportunity where you mic up more and more people, or you just have more sideline mics and things to kind of bring you into it. There may be ways of having helmet cams and things like that. I think it would be cool as could be if you had a cam on the quarterback as he's surveying the field and moving back and forth on the line. Hey, Mike linebacker here, okay? As he's making the calls and being there as the ball is snapped. I don't know that they could do all this. I don't know that they'd want to do all this. But if you could do things like that, you're talking about, opening things up. Could you imagine that you've got a camera that's right there? You got that defense, the linebackers moving in, getting ready to blitz and stuff. You got the quarterback there, hands out, waiting for that ball coming in, seeing him stepping, seeing what that quarterback is looking at, and throwing that pass. I mean, that would be incredible. If you could do that, hell, I'd be glued to my set every freaking week. Could you see? I'd love to see the nose tackle cam. Think about it. The nose tackle cam. So he's right there over top of that guy as that center, his helmet's crush in there. As he sheds the block, as he goes for the tackle. It'd be freaking incredible. Or a Jalen Smith cam. Oh my God. Have a Jalen Smith cam, okay? Have him looking and surveying the field. Have him having all that traffic that's going all over there. Seeing him scrape and seeing those arms stretch out as he comes up to take. Oh my God. NFL, if you do this, I want a royalty. I want a royalty because that would be freaking fantastic. So last night we did a 3-hour live stream because we wanted to cover the top 100. It was cool. I got tired. My voice got a little hoarse and things. And of course I needed a nap. But it's kind of cool to see that players in the NFL are recognizing some of the guys we have. We've had so many fans that have said, Tyron Smith, he misses too many games and things. We need to get rid of that guy. Well, when that guy plays, he's still really, really good. Really, really good. When you think of Zach Martin, who, to think that Jerry Jones wanted Johnny Manziel. This is how crazy stuff is. People keep saying, let's get rid of Dak, and let's draft somebody. We could have drafted Johnny Manziel, and a lot of people thought Johnny Manziel was going to be a good quarterback. Yeah. Instead, we drafted a 4-time All-Pro. 4-time All-Pro guard, one of the best in football. Amari Cooper. A lot of people said, nah, man, that guy disappears. But I got to tell you, when he's healthy and his head is in the game, that route running that he does is freaking amazing. It's incredible. He runs circles around guys. And I think that this year you're going to see some amazing things out of him. Dak Prescott, the much maligned quarterback, the guy that Cowboy fans are ready to just throw away and take anybody. To see him, at least at 46, was actually good. That at least his peers are recognizing that he's pretty good. We know that Zeke Elliott will be on there, and that'll probably round out. We'll end up with 6 players in there. But as this training camp starts with this unprecedented season, I look at this team and look at the evolution of it since 2014. 2014 was really, you could look at that and say that was the high water mark for Jason Garrett and Tony Romo. But since that time, this team has been completely almost redone. There's very few holdovers from that time. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Sean Lee, LP, Lasseman, and that's it. The Cowboys completely rebuilt this team. They're still young. They've got a mix of some good veterans in there. And I will put these players that we have on this roster against any team out there, talent-wise. Now, talent doesn't mean anything if you don't know what to do with it. You can have the best ingredients in the world to cook dinner, but if you don't know how to cook, you're going to burn the shit. It's going to be nasty. You put too much salt in it. I finally believe that maybe, just maybe, we've got a gourmet chef in the kitchen to hopefully take this group of guys, mix it together, and come out with something fantastic. I know Zeke Elliott is one of the best running backs in football, but I need to see him used in the right ways and in there at the key times in games. More times than not, we've had a team that's had fantastic statistics, but not when we needed them the most. And that's what we want to see this year. Now, I hope and pray that the plan that the NFL has put together is going to work. They are fighting against all kinds of odds of getting this thing done. We as a country can't seem to get a handle on slowing down the coronavirus. How do we expect the NFL to do what our own country can't? But I can guarantee you, they're going to put all effort into it, and they're going to try and find a way to make it work. And maybe sports, which has been a leader in many things in our country, maybe it can help lead us out of this pandemic. I'm excited, and I'm going to be keeping my ears to the rails to find out anything, any tad bits of stuff, because now we finally have some football to start talking about. It'll be interesting to see today how many players opt out of the season. I think New England has 4 players, including Hightower, that are opting out of the season. More than anything else, we'll probably find them all out today since training camps are open. So we'll see what we're going to see. I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope you're excited about an NFL season that's coming to you. See you soon.